Excuse me, sir. Sir, could you repeat these names of these regional variations? You took 2-3 names.
Yeah, that is first is Sharada script, and then Takri. Takri. T-A-D-A-K-R-I. Himachal.
Where is Doshisha?
Devashesha.
Devashesha is where?
That is also Himachal.
And Takri is also Himachal.
Yeah.
Takri.
Devashesha. D-A-K-N-R-I. These are all the sub-derivatives from Sharada script.
So what was of the Manipuri that you said? The term for ancient Manipuri?
No, there is no term. It is Manipuri only. The present people doesn't know the ancient Manipuri language. It is 300 years only, not very old. But they say we are not conversant with this epigraphical language. What is written we can't say. Even the religion people, they don't know. But they have inscriptions. You are from which region? Yours.
Thailand.
So, apart from this, in the same context, I would like to add there are large number of inscriptions, local dialects, belong to medieval and late medieval period. Suppose you have Sanskrit epigraphies from 13th century. You see, we have large number of inscriptions later also. 13th century to 16th century, or even late. When you look into the annual report, we say local dialects, whether from UP or Central India, Bihar or any part. Huh?
Godi tribes.
Godi. Which region?
Central India. Gold tribes, sir.
Gold.
They have
Oh,
their-
okay.
Godi.
Not. How long? I mean, what is the? Is it how many years old?
So it's actually its history was before the Panchalis, but as a tribe, they are considered more after the independence. They have been in existence before the Panchalis as in their own kingdom,
Okay.
but we don't get their inscription or anything. But we don't get their reference in other cultures.
I have no idea.
No,
But
also I think because they were tribes.
No, they weren't tribes. Later on, people started considering as a
Achha,
tribe.
they were ethnographically
Technically,
termed
they
as.
were the aboriginals of the area, and later the people after the independence, they were started to be considered as the biggest tribe in India.
yeah.
But what we get from the knowledge of other contemporary society is that they were existed and they had their own political and other system, which wasn't parallel though. But they were there, and the other thing that we get is that around the things.
Such things, you can come out with the presentation in the Epigraphical Society of India, where, see, now you may look in a different aspect, certain regional languages which has a history, that can be really brought out. But anyway, it's a good suggestion.
Like you can find in
Yeah.
thereabouts.
Similarly, we say Chambyali. When you go to Chamba region, it is written in Takri. The language is Chambyali. See, they are not even conversant in Hindi. You should know the regional language to impress them to know. Wagadi is another, when you say Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh and this region, we have Wagadi. When three states, they come together, you have another region language or something coming. So these are the things we have to look into that. Redefine the whole thing.
No, it is
Wagadi is a
a
language. So like this you may encounter, you may come across many such things. So what I would like to see is a person coming from Bihar and an inscription coming from that region, he can decipher, interpret the inscription in a better manner than a regular Sanskritist. Now you at Bihar may know who come from that region. I may be a good Sanskrit, but I am brought up in Karnataka. I don't know many of the terminologies. It's even in later, it may be news. and you can easily relate it to the particular inscription and interpret it in proper. So such terms are many. So we have Sanskrit only we are taking. Why not the local dialect which started appearing in many inscriptions are 14, 15, many inscriptions are there in abundance. But if I give you a local dialect, I can read, decipher it, but certain terms I can't define. So region wise, if I speak from Bihar, UP, or Central India, particular region, you have come from your childhood, listening to many terms and terminology, which they have tried to use in earlier inscription also, you can interpret it. Am I correct?
Yes.
See, this happens, merely interpretation is important. If you just text it, what is that? I can't convey to other public. That knowledge is not that useful. So this I am emphasizing because local, nobody earlier mentioned. Even our calligraphic charts ends with 12th century. Why not later? You may see some letter ja in different forms in later local dialect inscriptions. Because it is not in a very crudely engraved, you may not take much interest. Further, each lot of variations you find in the local script also. Nagari written in different form in Central India, in Bihar, UP and all. That you can make another state. All calligraphers are confined only to 12th century or maximum 13th century. Or they come to Nandi Nagari or Nagari like that little later. But this is an area you can see and look from the calligraphical point of view also. So it helps a lot in building up the macro level, regional history. When a lot of inscriptions are there in these local dialects, that's very important. So apart from that, I have also mentioned, as we all know, along with the culture, tradition, the script to travel foreign countries now, because she is adapting, trying to learn some Cambodian, Nagari, those scripts with from Southeast Asian background. So it's good, such efforts are required. After mastering this, you can try to look, earlier scholars, what have written we are doing. But we are seeing Cambodia, conservation is work, every work is going on. Why not the survey is involving another epigraphist in the conservation work or taking as a part of the team? If they look only from the conservation, from the archaeological point of view, why not from the epigraphy point of view? When huge inscriptions are there, lot of texts are there, can't we review the text written by earlier scholars? We can definitely do it. So that point is very essential when there is a huge corpus of inscriptions from Southeast Asia. Because at that point of time, the conference was dedicated in the name of Dr. K.V. Ramesh.
This conference.
No, this particular case.
When was which year was this?
This was last January in Harvard. So I have wrapped up, concluded saying, finally I would like to wrap up my address by stating that one of the views of Dr. K.V. Ramesh, for whom the conference is dedicated and who is always remembered for the great efforts he made to take ahead the discipline of epigraphy. One of the foremost things that was in his mind was there should be a mission for epigraphy, like manuscripts. He used to tell there should be a mission for epigraphy. Hundreds and thousands of inscriptions are still lying. What survey conducted is nothing. Are we going to village and doing? No. There should be, he said, the mass awareness. Everyone should reach in every corner of India so that we can retrieve the glorious past material. So that often used to rise in Kaaba, that the mission for epigraphy should be like for manuscripts and other. We want that on war footing we should take up the uphill task of preserving and protecting our inscription, so to realize this great objective for which we stood for. So we should all strive together so that we can pass on our great epigraphical heritage to the posterity. Now itself there are now, fortunately now only what stamp pages we have in Mysore is only because many stones have disappeared. 100 years what they copied after 60 years. Now it may be lying in a field, they might have used for a culvert or some other building material. When I visited Malhar, practically I should say it's a heritage village. Every village, every house has some antiquity, either as a door frame used in somewhere, some concept or the other. A lot of ruins are. I used to often mention, when you go to a country like Germany and all, they value even 100 years. When you stumble, you get an antiquity, you don't bother. Which is so much, India has so much of thing, we never care. But that too in abroad, they take so much pains to preserve and conserve it. Tomorrow you have to tell only the books, not the original epigraphs. Your children, when you take around the museum, there may not be original stones left. Perhaps you have to show the corpus of volume and show these are the inscriptions that are available. So, better we try our level best to preserve. Let us take it as a collective responsibility instead of pointing any organization, it is not so. Whatever possible from your end, you can try to convey whatever possible effectively, so that all efforts which ICHR is making, we are making, it will be fruitful. So with this I will go with the, I think this is a very important message. I would like to pass it on, because we are all not school children, or already you are going to take up different positions. So this message is very important that I have tried to tell. Now, please. I have said multi-dimensional approach. In other words, you can say it as important. Why I am telling you now, when you look back, either the Epigrapha Indica or the earlier articles, or prior to independence, or in the 50s or 60s, the main focus, whenever they try to decipher an inscription, they only saw the inscription from the point of political history. That was the requirement. So they just saw the whatever new king, new dynasty, and dates, chronology. That only they saw, and the other aspects, they put it in the background. And subsequently, many scholars have started viewing from the cultural point of view, sociological point of view, economic point of view. There are many, many aspects. So that at the outset an inscription may appear like a donative inscription. There may not be much of things. But if you go deeper into the epigraphs, you can find many more aspects coming. Because once a foreigner came and asked about the perfumery in ancient India, I told, what reference you will get about perfumery? There may be few, but he made a lot of efforts to get a lot of Gandakuti, so many earlier records, he could make some material. So like that, if any thought on any subject comes to you, you look from the epigraphical point of view, try to get more information. That's what I I would like to often take our Madhavan Katti's word, former director, like Banochishtam Jagat Sarvam. He used to say Shasanochishtam Jagat Sarvam. See, under sun and moon, anything is there, it's all represented, reflected in inscriptions. At times I have gone a bit forward. If an artifact is a body, epigraphy is soul of archaeology, I used to tell. Because it speaks to you. It is what is there in mind, they have just reflected in the inscription. It can be, there may be more exaggeration, but I could say it is a soul. How you would know in the 3rd century or century, just you will see a monument or some sculpture, but the inscription comes out what is within the art or the engraver, what was. Next, please. So it is India is singular rich in epigraphical wealth that everybody knows. more than 1 lakh stamp pages have been discovered, but many more are there. See, when I conduct epigraphical survey, I have covered almost all in my 3.5 decades, almost all over India. Earlier days I didn't visit Jammu Kashmir, later I visited also. Because of the advent of Muslims, you may not find as intact the inscriptions as you find in South. Unfortunately, many monuments are, when you say Arkuna and all, it runs ruins to several kilometers. So, it is the onslaught, unfortunately, the Muslims that went and rampage and they destroyed all our literary inscriptions. When you go to Thar, or when you, any monument for that matter, there are, it may be in fragmentary nature, but this is one of the main reasons. Often question arises, why in South India quite inscriptions are intact and we get a lot of inscriptions from South. When you view from the northern point of view, you may conduct 30 days epigraphical survey, come with only some 3-4 inscriptions. I have gone deep into the forest and found some in Chhindwara and forest region. It's very difficult, but it's inevitable. You have to go. Now, if archaeologists and epigraphists, they work in tandem, I think they can also do archaeological point of view, epigraphical point of view also can be covered, and a lot more inscriptions can come to light. Absolutely. Yeah, next please. So, still a large number of inscriptions. Unfortunately, our reports are becoming very thin these days because of so many reasons, paucity of non-filling of posts. As rightly said, the Lucknow, 3-4 posts are there, and last 2 years before it was referred and not able to fill up the post. But the delay, that doesn't bother. How many inscriptions we lose, they should look into it. There may be so many technical difficulties, administrative problems, but the government should understand if we lose time, how much material we lose. See, they may take decades to amend an RR, but many senior persons will retire. What they will do with that? The government should take a special view with regard to some special subjects like etiquette. Archaeology has the resilience to withstand anything, but not etiquette. It's already in a very bad shape. Next. So as you understand very well, right from the history up to medieval period, we have a lot of inscriptions. Next please. So it's only here I would like to say large enough connected in construction of not only political, dynastically, but also social, administrative and cultural history of a particular period or region could be made, could be undertaken. This very important aspect. Now many works are coming. I don't know how many of you are able to take up epigraphy based researches. See, that's important. You may have interest, but something in the form of publication, if you take up, please look from the cultural aspects. Already people are writing. See, many books have come, but still at the macro level, many studies has to be done. So you collect the epigraphs and they do region-wise for different aspects. Let there be more epigraphical publications in the form of hardly there when you look for book review, you get hardly 1 or 2 in a year when you have to say something. Next please. So this only to introduce you, all of you may be aware. Those who are not, I'm just telling them. Next please. See this majority, as we have seen in the National Museum yesterday, we could see some pedestal inscription, some pillar inscriptions. So they are lithic stone inscriptions and copper plates. They are in majority. But apart from that, when we are looking from the wooden gallery yesterday, I mentioned to one of the students, we have an inscription engraved on wood, Kirari inscription, which is at present preserved in Nagpur. So such rare instances, this you can just as well find in DC Sarkar's Indian epigraphy book. When you see the illustration, there is an inscription on conch, there is an inscription on brick. Apart from copper plate, they used gold, silver sheets and all. So other than, and when you visit a place like Ajanta Ellora, you have painted inscriptions. So in the extended sense, literally if you go, it's not engraving alone. When you say in extended sense, it can go to a painted inscription. So I also say, when you please document those inscriptions from Ajanta, the painted inscription, there are one or two which runs to 2-3 more lines also. But an attempt is required to decipher them. Next, please. No, this font has not come. When you read epigraphy, Indian epigraphy book written by Dr. K.V. Ramesh, I hope already you must have been reading book written by Solomon, a book written by, I am not going to give any bibliography. All basic books you are supposed to read. And Indian epigraphy written by D.C. Sarkar long back, it holds good like Achandrarka. See, that is the way, the much large footnotes with the book of so simple, lucid style, keeping mainly view the students. It's a wonderful book. And all the aspects, majority of whether you take administrative terms or in terms of any other aspect, Sarkar has dealt in the required manner. Of course, now there is a requirement also, another textbook which I am trying to aim at, keeping calligraphy and other aspects. So this Shasana has two, Raja Shasana, Royal Charter, and Tamar Shasana. Royal Charter engraved on copper plates. Though we could not have occasion to see in National Museum, I hope in different museums you must have seen copper plates preserved. Mostly later inscriptions. Even some early, the normal later inscriptions will be single plate. Early inscriptions will be in 2-3 plates or any number of plates. It will be strung with a ring and C. Its size varies. As I told yesterday, for the benefit of those who are not there, earlier this Karandai was the largest plate available with 65 plates. Karandai.
From where, sir?
It's Tamil Nadu. Karandai at the Tanjavur. And another plate is Indalur copper plate, which has got 82 leaves. Huge copper plate. Tanjavur.
Sir, 82 one is which one?
Indalur copper plate. Of Rajaraja II. Indalur. Thiru Indalur, it is preferred Thiru Indalur. I'm not going, but at present available when you get an occasion to visit Egmore Museum, Chennai, you can see it's a huge, very huge copper plate. It already published from Tamil Nadu Archaeology Department. It has got very great Sanskrit portion as well as Tamil portion. When I come to language and scripts next session, I would like to elaborate on it. Next, please. Rajasasanas are classified under heads. Next. As you know, Dana Shasana is a very commonly met with. So and so image is gifted by so and so bhikkhuni, or the stupa, or some stampa, anything. It's a large number of inscriptions are donative nature, and Prasada Shasana recording various kinds of favor a king makes. That is called Prasada. Prasada is what you accept, yes. And Jayapatra declaring victory over the parties. That is another. Next, please. Yeah. Kraya Shasana. That is a business view.
So which one?
Kraya.
Certificate of victory.
Another is Yupa Shasana. Many of you might have heard Yupa. Yupa is a thing, earlier Vedic period. A sacrificial animal used to be tied and sacrificed. Yupa. Yupa is a sacrificial pillar. In India, adjoining UP and Rajasthan, we have nearly 16 to 18 Yupa inscriptions. And this is, and in fact, I worked upon, of course, not published my thesis on this Vedic literature with epigraphical reference. I have done it. A particular section I have devoted on the Yupa inscription.
We
Last,
have found this Yupa word on the manuscript sources.
Yes, you have.
Coins
You
is a
have.
figure of
Definitely, yes. Even Ashwamedha, you have that beautiful pillar there where the sacrificial horse is Ashwamedha type you have. Wonderful. And this, even Satavahana period also, a lion, seated lion is shown with which Shobhana Gokhale has edited earlier in one of the volumes. And in the end, there was a conference here, of course, Asian Encounters earlier. There I have tried to make a comparative study of the Yupa inscription, Indian Yupa inscriptions, and those found at Borneo. There also inscriptions are there. Mulavarman's inscription. It is, it's not published so far, but I made a comparative study of those, and I will not go into that. But if it is published, please look into the article. Yupa. From Mulavarman, from Borneo. See, this Yupa will have an octagonal pillar, and it's all specified later. Earlier they used to have the wooden pillars of octagonal nature, normally for Ashwamedha sacrifice. For Rajasuya, Vajpaya, they have defined in different ways. Particularly for Ashwamedha sacrifice, a pillar should have octagonal face with cloth strung like that. And later, as a prototype, they made in stone because they want to carve the inscription on that. Wooden will not remain, so to immolate an animal, they had the wooden pillar. Subsequently, they put up stone inscription recording that I performed such a yaga on such a day. Even you have got lot of brick inscriptions which says that Ashwamedha sacrifice performed. And earlier you have got Dhanabhuti, that Pushyagupta inscription having a performance of 2 Ashwamedha sacrifice. So it is an octagonal. It depends on the. It is all defined by the ritual, Sutra and so many. So they followed that. I am just giving an example how Ashwamedha sacrifice would have an octagonal pillar. They have defined how many feet it should be, which tree you have to choose. All the details are given in the literature. Particular tree you have to choose. It should be how much height. All specified. So Pratima Shasana you have already seen in our museums. How in the pedestal it may be Buddha or Mahavira or any Vishnu image, any image. It is called Pratima Shasana. And Kraya Shasana is a same thing. Sorry, that is And then Vijay Shasana, the victory, Veeragal, all of you know, the stone inscription, and Mahasati stone. These they have seen from the point of view of sculpture and everything, but still one of you can work on the Mahasati or Veeragal stone, the palette art, the epigraphical point of view. Many have seen from the sculptural and other point of view, but you can look from the epigraphical point of view. This is the case of.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, both Vijay Sasana as well as Jayapatra are both for a victory.
Yeah, both are for.
So why two names?
Huh?
Why two names?
No, that occurs in inscription, they have tried to adopt the same name. In the end of the inscription, they say Jayapatra, Vijayapatra. So that is how they have tried to adopt both the nomenclature in the class.
Both means the same, right?
Both mean the same. It is inscription terminology in the next place. So this is what I would like to say. How apart from political history, how one should view. Next.